In our sunrise spotlight this morning, the Portland Japanese Garden. It's now taking its message of peace and cultural understanding and sharing it with the world. The garden just celebrated its 60th anniversary, and it has some big plans for the future. I took a walk recently through Portland Japanese Garden with CEO Steve Bloom. It was bursting with brilliant fall color.
And so the leaves have stayed so long this year for us. I think it's in honor of our 60th anniversary.
And he was bursting with good news. Next year, the garden is expanding.
So we just purchased a new campus about 3 miles away from here. It used to be the White Shield Center, which was owned by the Salvation Army.
But in a couple of years, it'll transform into the Japan Institute.
The construction part of it is over $20 million because it's a big campus. It's almost 4 acres with 5 buildings on the campus. And in fact, the original buildings of that campus go back to the famous Oregonian architect A.E. Doyle. So that's back to 1914. So there's a little bit of work to be done on those old buildings.
Bloom says the Institute will be an international incubator for peace and creativity.
And a place where artists and scholars and students and academicians can come from around the world and they can study their craft, they can teach their craft, and they can create beauty.
Just like the garden, the Japan Institute will promote cultural diplomacy.
And it's about breaking down barriers. It's about connecting person to person, human being to human being. And you can do that through culture, art, nature. The more we know each other, the less willing we are to hurt each other. And that's the most important diplomacy of all.
That's hard-fought wisdom. When the garden first opened back in the 1960s, there were anti-Japanese protests, some of them violent, and lingering animosity from World War II. Now the garden is a beacon for cultural understanding, and the Nobel Peace Foundation in Oslo, Norway is taking notice. It's partnering with this West Hills gem so the garden can take its story global, holding 6 peace talks on 6 continents.
We have a responsibility to share that with places around the world that might need that kind of help, that kind of guidance, that kind of assistance. And it's not that we have the answers for everyone, but that we can go out there and we can share our story and say, hey, this worked for us. And if we just kept that as a secret, well, then, shame on us. I think it's something that we really need to be sharing with the world so that we can bring a broader peace to the world.
So here's your invitation. Come to the garden and be one with nature, then strike out and try to be one with the world. So the garden will break ground on the Japan Institute next year, and the plan is to open in 2026. If you'd like to visit the garden or support its mission, you can learn more at japanesegarden.org.